Welcome back to the channel, or if you're new, thank you for clicking. Today we're going to be looking at my Honda Civic Type-R. I'm going to do the same thing what I always do with my cars. I'm going to do a little walk around of the car, show you off some of the features, and then we're going to take it for a little drive. I've just jumped in the car, and if you're small like me, you won't be able to reach the seatbelt like that. The way you'll have to do it is put your arm behind you, twist it, pull it forward, and then that's how you do it. If you're tall, you won't have an issue with that. Your seat will obviously be a lot further back. So without any further ado, let's start the video. I've been meaning to get this video up for about a year now, because that's how long I've owned this car. Maybe 13-14 months I've had it for. I think it's the longest car I've had in probably ever. I don't think I've ever had a car this long. It's a Honda Civic Type-R, as you can tell. It's an FN2 model. The previous model was the EP3. That's my favourite. This one, I do love the front end, but the rear is just so ugly. You probably think I'm mad owning a car and thinking it's ugly, but every car has its ups and downs that we're going to get to when I finish this 360 degree going round of the car. Wish I had a stabiliser thing. So as you'll have noticed, it's Milano Red, my favourite colour, and it looks really nice in the sun. It's the non-GT pack. The way you can tell is it doesn't have front fog lights, so there's the, well, nothing really, it's just them. Another thing, if you see a Type-R look inside here, they're always dirty. I've put this little badge on the front here. Bought that off eBay. I think it was about £7 or something. Makes it look so much better from the front end. And down here on the side we've got these stickers, or decals, whatever you want to call them, and that just makes it look better on the side. So when you're looking at the side of the car, it just looks lovely. We've got the standard wheels, which the calipers have been painted red. See there on the front, they've been painted red. Size of the tyres is a 225/40/18, and we've got Bridgestone Potenzas on. Oh, I've just heard a beastie car there in the background. I don't know if you heard it. So this back window is a nightmare. When I bought the car, this was black and these were tinted, so I took that off. But still, it's a nightmare to look out the back. If you've been in an Esco Cosworth or anything like that, you'll know what I'm talking about, because you just cannot see out that back window at all. We've got a dual exit exhaust, or twin tips I should say, but it actually is two exhausts coming through, so one centre and then both coming out either side. It's a power flow exhaust, I believe, and it does sound a little bit meatier than the normal ones. A couple of common faults on these cars is the roof. With it, I'm going to go over the other side because I know that one lifts up. On the roof, on the edge, on the lining here, it rusts. The reason being, this rubber, what holds the window in, see there, it sort of bites into the paint and that starts it to rust. So if you're going to buy one of these, check out the roof, because it might have a little bit of rust. Mine has, but it's been like that since I bought it. The GT pack, the mirrors fold in, mine don't. Mine are electric, but they're just moving around electric, tilting and that, they don't fold in. You've got your indicators, obviously, on the mirror as well. I think that's pretty much everything here. Pop the boot. You just put your hand under here where the Honda badge is, lift it up, and that lifts your boot up. And if you want to lift this bit up, it does hook over there. So you've got your spare tyre on there. You've got an Asda bag, always good to have an Asda bag. Don't think that tyre's been used, could have been, but it doesn't look like it has been. So I'll put that down. On the right hand side, you've got some tyre fix, which I don't really recommend unless your tyre is totally knackered, and a little first aid kit. Put that, and on this side you've got your jack, your tone eye, and a couple of other bits and bobs. Show that. This, when you fold it down, it goes completely flat, so you get absolutely loads of boot space, loads and loads. Your grab handles just up here, pull that down, and the way I like to show it is just do that and press it down. I might as well pop the bonnet and show you underneath the bonnet. That's just down there. You've got one for your petrol cap and one for the bonnet. To get to the bonnet, it's pretty much bang in the middle where the Honda badge is. So where the Honda badge is here, you just put your hand here and lift it up. I'm going to pause the camera because obviously I can't do two things at once. There we go, bonnet's open, and as you can see, engine's nice and clean. Over on the right hand side, we've got a fuse box, and then we've got a battery down here. It's not as big as your regular size battery, it's a little bit smaller. That's your air intake, and over here you've got your rocker cover. When I did buy this car, a common fault is the paint flakes on these really badly. So what I did is put a new gasket on and I sprayed the full thing with crinkle wrap. While I was doing it, I changed the plugs, so they've been done. Brake fluid reservoir down there if you want to fill your water jets, and this one's for your radiator. Obviously a little bit sound deadening underneath the bonnet. And yeah, that's pretty much everything. When you want to drop these, just drop them from maybe 2 inches and it'll shut fine. I would do it, but I can't multitask. So the handle on these cars, I thought these came all the way out, but they don't. This is just kind of like a fancy look on them. I thought they actually did come all the way out, but the handle is behind that black bit. So all you do is you pull that and the door will open. Now to get to the back seats, all you do, you can either pull this or that little handle down there, you can lift it up. So I'm going to lift this one, push it forward. We've got 2 seats in the back. Unfortunately it's not 3, but it is what it is. Plenty of space though, loads and loads of space. Another thing down here, you can actually put stuff underneath people's seats. I've got the standard mats, which are going for about £120 now, I believe. Same on the front, they're the genuine ones. But yeah, that's the back. To put this back into place, you can just pull it and it'll just clip into space. So that's the front mats. These have got Type-R on them. We've got our pedals, which is with clutch, with brake and with accelerator, or if you're American, the gas. That one is, which I've mentioned, for your boot and your petrol cap. We've got the speaker here, and on the door cards you've got auto windows, so it's a one touch and it'll go all the way down, or bring it back up and it'll come all the way up. This one locks your doors and opens your doors. This one is to stop your passengers from opening the windows. This one is for your mirrors, so you can have it on the left hand side or the right hand side, or just leave it in the mirror. You can go in the middle, sorry. You can go up, down, left and right. That when you lock this, that'll lock. That's obviously to open your door. We've got I can't even speak properly today. We've got a nice red cloth that matches the interior. One thing I will say with these interiors, it's Alcantara, so be really careful because they're really delicate. Common spots on these where they go is here and here. Mine's really good, yeah. It's got a tiny little bit of bubbling or bobbling, whatever you call it. Over here on the armrest, that was worn quite a bit, but I've made it look a lot better than it was. I can probably make it look better again. I'm going to try and make that look a little bit better. To get under here, the armrest, it's got a little catch. Lift that up and there's loads of space in here. Put whatever the hell you want in there. This one just slides back and you've got cup holders. The way they work is you pull them forward and there you've got 2 cup holders, or you can just have it as a single. In here, if you're a smoker, you can't put ash in there, which you shouldn't be a smoker, so just put money in there. And then if we go around the other side, shut that door, it's pretty much exactly the same on this side. See there, the seats. Oh, we've got Type-R logo on the seats. I forgot about that. Totally forgot about that. Another thing, these seats are really comfortable. Like super duper comfortable. Same on this side. For the window, make it go up and down. We've got a glove box on this side, obviously. Oh, you know what? This is the best thing ever. Sorry, I'm going off track here. But if your car battery is dead, get yourself one of these. All you do, if I can get this out fast enough, is plug these 2 crocodile clips. Plug that into this. Them crocodile clips go on your battery, and this actually jump starts your car. You wouldn't believe us, but honestly it does. It's the size of my hand and it jump starts a car. I've even jumped a 4.2 Range Rover with it, so I don't know how big it goes up to. Inside there, it looks like I've just got some receipts, but needs a little bit of a clean there. You know what? I'm going to put them in the bin because they're useless. Got some sort of sticker there. Yeah, they all go in the bin. Right, so I'm going to get to the other side and show it off. As you can see, we're in the car now. I just thought I'd show off some of the inside features. So straight away over here, we've got for radio, which is an MP3, WMA, FM. Another thing, if you go under here, whoever bought this car must have paid the optional extra for this. I don't know if I'm going to call it an iPod dock. I don't know what I am. It's just a lead, an iPod lead, but it connects to that. Luckily, I had an old iPod Nano. I think it's the 2nd or 3rd generation, so I'm going to leave that in the car so whoever does buy it can have that and they can have plenty of music. You've got up here for your hazards, and obviously there for your air vents. It's a bit weird, these air vents. These are normal ones. And then over here, these are like, yeah, these are crazy ones. Down there, you've got for your cigarette lighter, which I've got me dash cam plugged into. It's an 8 man. It's not really very good dash cam. My neck space is a lot better. I'm going to leave this in the car, whoever wants it, and they can keep that, they can bin it, they can sell it, they can do whatever the hell they want. You've got your middle mirror, which lets you see out the back. Pull these down on your sun visors, and you've got another mirror. Shut that. You've got grab handles on all corners, so you've got 4 of them. Up here, the middle one, if you press it and you open your doors, the lights will come on, and these ones are just for reading lights, so if I press that, they'll come on. What else we got? What else we got? If this was the GT pack, I'd have dual climate control, but unfortunately it's not, so I've just got single. And if it was the GT, I'd have aircon, which I haven't got. I don't really like the instrument clusters being here. They just seem a bit of a mess. I would have preferred them to be down there. That is your model number of your Type R. Mine is R09485, so make sure it's got one of them. I'm going to move myself a little bit closer. So the way this works, this one is cold and that one's warm, to make the fans go fast and slow. And if you want to flick through your modes, so if you want it on like the window, your face, your feet, you just flick through there. That one totally turns it off, and these ones are like recirculating. That's auto, so it'll just do it for you. This one is if your front windscreen is, well, full of frost or whatever, you press that and it'll get rid of it. And that one is to demist the back window or your mirrors. If I move myself back a little bit, this one over here, it changes the brightness of your display. So here it'll change the brightness of it. That one will go from kilometers to miles an hour. I can't remember what that one is. I can't remember. I'm going to put in the description what that one is, but I really can't remember. This one adjusts the level of your lights. We've got a start button, which is a bit silly because you've still got to put the key in, which I'll show you in a second to start it. One thing with these, you can see the clock and everything. Well, actually, I'm going to start the car and I'm going to show you. So I'm going to put the key in, I'm going to turn it, and then all you do, press the button and the car starts. So if I move myself a little bit closer, you can see everything on there. Everything. If I come to an angle, it just looks all scratched. See there? It just looks all scratched. Common fault. Somebody said use some polish on it, but I'm thinking if I do that, I'll take the reflective film, so when the sun's shining on this, it'll probably blind me. So I thought I'm going to live with it. So yeah, once again, that's what that looks like. Looks a bit nasty from the passenger's point of view, but from mine, it's perfect. It's fine. Down here, you've got for your water temperature. On the right hand side, you've got for your fuel. Up here, that's just saying I haven't got my seatbelt on, and that one's saying for the handbrake. So if I take the handbrake off, which is here, it's just a small one there, you can see it goes off. Up here is for your speed. That one is your revs, what goes all the way around. Over here, when your revs go really high, when you're in VTEC mode, yo, that'll go along, and the VTEC little sign will light up. So here we've got different things which I can go through in a second. That one on the steering wheel, multifunction. That one is for your radio stations. That one is for your mode, and that one is for your volume. Over here, you've got your reset, so you can see I've been running for a minute. If I hold that, it'll reset it. The I is for information, so it'll just flick through. So at the moment, it's telling us how long the car's been running. The next one is saying average speed. That one is just saying I haven't got a seatbelt on the passenger side. Keep going. Miles per gallon. That's your miles per gallon when you're actually running. This one is average miles per gallon, which I think is lying. I'm sure I'm getting close to about 40. So this says 30.4. And the next one is saying I've got 244 miles in the tank, and then it puts us back to that. Your horn, if you press this is your horn. You've got your indicators and lights on the back, so if you want to turn your lights on, you just flick them. Your indicators just go down or up. If you want to flash your lights, you pull them. If you want your lights on all the time, just push it forward. On the right hand side here, we've got for the windscreen wiper. You haven't got one on the back, but you've got one on the front. I would have squirted it, but I've got a nice clean window and I don't really want it getting dirty. So as I mentioned, the start stop, which it's alright, but I'm not a huge fan. Down here, you've got your I can't even reach it, my legs are that small. You've got your footrest here, and I've already told you about the pedals. I think I've covered pretty much everything. Yeah, I think I've covered pretty much everything. If you want to turn that on, don't know how well you can see that. I'm going to turn that down, but that just tells you what you're listening to. If I go to modes, tell you what, I'm going to press the mode on here to make it easier. That's going to FM, that's LM, W, and that's in CD, but it's actually not a CD. See there, it says CD. That's not a CD, that's the iPod. If you want to turn it off, you just do that, and it'll just keep the time on. I think I've covered pretty much everything. Yeah. It's that time of the video where I'm going to do a little bit talking what I think about this car and whatnot. The camera might have moved a little bit because I had to go in the shop there to get some hay fever tablets because my hay fever has been really bad this week, and I've come out and it's raining. I don't know where the sun has gone, but the clouds are just black. I don't know if you can tell by the brightness of the video, but yeah, it's just gone black all of a sudden. That back window I'm going to bring up again is really awkward to look out. I'm really good at guessing what car by the shape of it, but this, when I'm looking out the back, all I can see is the windscreen and I can't guess which car it is by the windscreen. So that back window. The gearbox on these cars is a little bit different to the EP3 because the EP3 is up here, these are down here, so this might be more suited to the normal driver, but I do like the EP3 up here. In this one, obviously, you've got your armrest. Going into gear and everything, it's fine, it's great. People say there is a fault from going to first to second, which I've just done, but it's more when you're putting your foot down, when you're ragging it. I don't do that. So if you are one for wanting to know if the gearbox is broken, that maybe take one out and rag it, but I wouldn't be happy if someone jumped in my car and went a little bit nuts. Actually, you know what, we're gonna VTEC Yo! But that's enough VTEC. We're gonna calm down. 6th gear, cruising on the motorway, putting the windscreen wipers on. Need some new wiper blades. Just reminded myself, so I'm gonna get them. They're gonna get ordered tomorrow. The drive, it's a really nice smooth drive on the motorway, which we're on now. It's like really smooth. Around the streets, it's not. These cars weren't obviously meant for driving on the streets because they are a track car and the stiff suspension. The brake horsepower on these, which I didn't mention, is 198 brake horsepower with 142 feet-pounds of torque. The previous one, the EP3, was 197, so this has got 1 brake horsepower more, but this is the heavier car. Handling wise, both of them are exactly the same. I love the handling of this car, it's great. I'm going to say something, but I think people won't like it. It's not a fast car, it's more noise than anything. Back in the day, it would have been a fast car, but now you've got so much competition with these cars that are 350, 400 brake horsepower. This isn't going to really compete. But if you're used to having something low down brake horsepower, this is going to be fine for you. I think 0 to 60 something like 6.4 seconds. The seats, what I mentioned, I love these seats, but my best friend, James, I don't really want to say his weight in case I offend him, but I think he's about 16.5 stone, so he's got quite a few more stone than I have. And he's broad on his shoulders, and he says he hates these seats because I've let him drive it a few times. He's one person that I'll trust driving my cars, and he said the seats are horrible. If you have got one of these cars and you're watching this review, have you got like wide shoulders and do you find it uncomfortable? Because like I say, he really does. I don't. I'm a slim frame. I'm athletic, I'll call myself, but I fit in snug like a glove. Cabin space, there's loads. You've got loads of room. It's quiet in the cabin, but obviously I've got that exhaust, so it's not as quiet as a standard one, but it's still quiet. I'm cruising at 70 there, and I'm at like 3,000 RPM. On fuel, on the motorway, it's great. Round the doors, it's not so good. When you VTEC it, it's really not good. The petrol tank on these is really small because I've noticed when I fill up, I'm sure it's only about £50 or something to fill the tank. The other cars, when I fill them up, I pay close to like 100, so it's like double. We're going around a little roundabout here, and I'll put my foot down. I don't know if you can see here, but I'm going pretty fast round here. I'm not sliding at all. There you go. Going pretty fast around here. So grip is really good. Slow down a little bit. We'll go around here. Still going around the bend. Tell you what, I'm going to put it in second, and I'm going to VTEC Yo. As you can probably see, we're on a different camera angle again. Reason being, when I was going around that roundabout, I wasn't going too fast, but I must have been going a little bit faster than what gravity wanted us to, and it took itself into its own hands and kind of pulled the camera away. So I've had to adjust it again, so hopefully you can see us. But the good thing is, with the camera going down, you got to see the gear changes when I was changing gear, so that's kind of a good thing. I'm going to pretty much wrap the video up here now. What do I think of the car? I really do like the car, but not having a turbo, that's just like that's the only issue for me really. I just wish it had a turbo. You can turbo them, but it's a little bit of money. I know you can pick them up for 2.5 to 7 grand. The really expensive ones are the low miles Championship White. I kind of made a little lie. I said Milano is my favourite, White is my favourite, but you had to import that. So on the book, the Milano is my favourite, import White is my favourite. I would have wrapped this white, but I feel like I'm robbing myself because it's not an original, it's not a proper one. Yeah, that pretty much wraps everything up. If you do want to know anything else, or you just want any questions or whatever, I think I've ran through the basics of everything. Like I say, check the gearbox, check the roof for rust, and just check it's got good service history and whatnot. There's an app that you can use called Vehicle Smart. That's a really good one. If you put a reg plate in, you can check out the previous MOTs and you can make sure they haven't been clocked or anything. Clock just means like mileage correction, changing the mileage or whatever. I'll leave the link for that in the description. But yeah, thank you for watching. So I've got a little spot here and I might be able to VTEC it. Tell you what, I might be better off opening the window a little bit. So I'm just coming around this bend. I'm going to let this car get in front and then I'm going to VTEC. And there we've got to the speed limit already. That's the only thing with VTEC, you'll lose your license by the time it kicks in.